Hi everyone, in this short video I'm going to show you 3 tips to help you get the most out of your subscription at bloomsburyprofessionalonline.com. The interesting thing about each of these 3 tips is that they're all using features that are already contained in your browser, whether you're using Internet Explorer as I am here, or Chrome or Firefox or Safari if you're on a Mac. They all support the 3 things that we're going to be looking at today, which is bookmarking, printing selections of text rather than the whole page, and using your browser history. So let's get cracking then and take a look at how to bookmark content. And I'm going to start by loading up this title here, Accounting Principles for Tax Purposes. This is only just published, and we decided we would add this in at no additional charge to our core tax service. So all our existing core tax service customers are now getting this included in their online view. We thought that with FRS 102 coming closer every day, it was a terrific time to include such a detailed and insightful study of the interaction between tax and all the new UK GAAP provisions that are heading our way. So, how do you bookmark a page on Bloomsbury Professional Online? Let's say, let's open up basic accounting issues and let's take a look at the coverage of goodwill and intangibles. This is something that I think I may need to return to at some future date. What I want to do is add it to my list of browser bookmarks, or Internet Explorer refers to it as browser favorites. Every other browser calls it bookmarks, so that's what I'm going to stick with. How do you bookmark this page? There are a number of ways of doing it. You can either click the star icon in the toolbar. What I prefer to do is just press Control and D on my keyboard, and that calls up the Add Favorite dialog. And let's just add that into my favorites now. And if I load my list of favorites, you can see that immediately shows up there on my favorites list in Internet Explorer. Just to make the point, let's just hop on to the next document and we'll go through the same process. You can create folders to organize your favorites. I think that's a very good habit to get into for what it's worth. You know, otherwise you can end up with lists of hundreds of bookmarks with no kind of order at all. So let's create a new folder called Intangibles, and we'll add that document into that folder there like so. And so as you can see, I've already got folders created for corporate planning, personal tax. Now I've got a new folder for intangibles. And just to prove that it all works as nature intended, I'll hop back to the home page, and clicking the bookmark link there takes me straight through to the page that I just bookmarked. Let me close that. So it's a very simple feature, adding just a bookmark reference to a page. Something I do want to mention is that on the Bloomsbury site, you can bookmark pretty much everything that you can see on screen. So, for example, even a search you can bookmark. So let's search within this book, Accounting Principles for Tax Purposes, for all the coverage of goodwill. Just type that in there like so, and that brings me back 36 hits for that particular search, references to goodwill in that title, Accounting Principles for Tax Purposes. Even though that's a search, I can bookmark that as well in exactly the same way. So Control and D on the keyboard. I'll put that straight into my favorites lists. I'm going to give it a more meaningful title than search results, so I'm going to put Goodwill and FRS 102 as the name of my favourite. I'll just add that to my list, and let's call up the list of favourites again, and you can see it there. So once again, just to show how it works, I'll go back to the home page of the site. Now if I click that link to Goodwill and FRS 102, what it's going to do is run the search again for me. So it's just a handy way of keeping track of any searches that you might want to perform more than once. Okie dokie, so that's bookmarking and favourites. Now the next thing I want to show is how to print just a portion of a page, and I'm going to show you that by diving into another new product on the core tax service. This is the new edition of Robert Marce's absolutely seminal work, Guide to Taxpayers' Rights and HMRC Powers. Again, core tax service subscribers get the new edition of all the titles included in the service as soon as they're published at no additional charge. So you don't need to buy the new edition when it comes along. Once we've published it, we put it straight into the core tax service and it replaces the old edition at no additional cost. So then, let's go in and have a look at Robert Marce's coverage of tax returns, and a great favourite with everyone, VAT. Let's just drop down. As we can see, this is quite a long document. If I was to print this off, it's going to be, I don't know, 2 or 3 pages maybe. Let's say all I'm interested in is printing off the coverage of the provisions around registration. In order to do that, all I have to do is highlight the text that I want to print. If I don't want to print the whole page, just highlight the text that I do want to print, and then if I press Control and P, that calls up the print dialog. And the important thing to remember here is to change the page range from all to selection. And all that means is when I click print, it's just going to print the text that I've highlighted on screen there. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit difficult to show you how I print off a hard copy, so I'm actually going to print this to an Adobe PDF. Click the print button, and the Adobe asked me to give the PDF a title, which is fine. So let's just put that in like so, and it's doing its stuff. And now here comes the PDF of just the text that I highlighted on screen. So this is pretty much exactly what you would get if you sent it to your local Hewlett-Packard or Epson printer. Something to mention as well, just a useful point, it gives you the URL for what you've just printed off and the date. Just one of those handy things to be aware of. Sometimes it's good to know when you did actually print something off. So that's just a very quick tip there, how to just print a selection of text from the page rather than print the whole thing. Now, the final thing I want to look at is the browser history. Now, on the Bloomsbury site, it does actually record all the pages that you've looked at in your current session. So I can go back to anything that I've looked at earlier on in this particular session. It also, of course, records all my my searches. But sometimes it's helpful to see what you've been looking at alongside all the other stuff that you've been looking at on the internet. Plus, of course, your browser history will keep a longer record of your activity. So let's press Control H to call up the browser history, and I prefer to have my browser history ordered by when I visited them most recently. The thing that I just wanted to mention in particular is on every browser you can search your history. So if you know that maybe it could be sort of last week you looked at a document that was particularly relevant and you can't quite remember where it was that you found it, on Internet Explorer you just choose search history like so, and let's say we want to go back to that document on VAT. I just put VAT into the search box and click search now, and I get a list of all the documents that I've looked at that refer to VAT, and I can hop back to the one I was looking at a moment ago just by picking it up from my my browser history there, like so. So that was it. Very quick video this time. 3 simple features, but all of them are ones that personally I use all the time, and I commend them to your attention. Be sure to hop over to bloomsburytax.com To find out more about the core tax service and all our other UK tax modules, so we've got the family companies module, for example, is one that I know a lot of our customers are interested, as well as the trusts and the high net worth individuals modules. Hop over to bloomsburytax.com and sign up for a free trial and take a look at the full range of the Bloomsbury Professional Online UK tax products. Thanks very much for watching.